It's Aaron Moses, gang, and yes, this video is called "I Stopped Drinking Again," man. Or I don't know actually what I'm gonna call it. Maybe sober day 3, something along those lines. But yeah, man, I started drinking again somewhere in like August or something like that. And no, I have not been doing well. So with that being said, I'm not going to be as consistent with the reactions and with the other styles of YouTube videos that I do, even these type. I was gonna go live, but I just decided not to because I wanted to be a little bit more authentic and not have to, keep looking at the comments and things like that. But anyways, man, um, to be totally honest with you, I was not treating my loved ones the best. I was getting very, very emotional. And one thing that I did understand, that I do understand about alcohol, is the worst thing that it could do to a man, the physical body of a man, is lower the testosterone, is take away your strength, your superpower, the main thing that separates you from a woman. Okay? And when you drink constantly, uh, it's gonna feel like that's you. You know what I mean? The little bit of research that I did about alcoholism is that number one, because it is a depressant, just looking outside and looking from the outside looking in, you would just think that I was just an angry person. No, alcohol is a depressant, and because it is a depressant, when you wake up, when you got that hangover, when you feel funny, a lot of people tend to be aggressive, especially when you get to the point where you're like me, where hangovers really don't affect you on that level, where you get like kind of used to it, in a sick type of way, where it's like, okay, you feel nauseous, you feel like you have a headache and you can't eat. Like I do that every day. Even when my BM would drink, she'd be like, bro, I don't see how you do this on a daily basis. The same way that somebody with diabetes has to get their blood tested, so that doesn't really affect them. And somebody who gets medical procedures quite often, they don't flinch when they get a shot. It's the same premise. But the thing about it is, for the non-alcoholics, is when you drink and you see that pattern of, don't talk to me, why you always see, that's why I don't mess with you, because you would, when you know that you're gonna snap on somebody because you have that hangover and you still got that feel good in your system, a lot of times people drink a beer or they take a shot to balance them out, to either get rid of that hangover or to calm their mood down. But when you start your morning out drinking, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, exactly. You're going to end up drinking all day, 9 times out of 10. Because when you start to come down off that one beer or that tall can, you're going to feel that aggression come back. So you suppress it and suppress it and suppress it. Eventually, it's going to come out, whether it be during the afternoon, whether it be at night. As soon as you stop drinking, it's going to come out. And that's a lot of times what will happen. And then, of course, if you have low testosterone and you have a man's body, you're going to pass the buck. You're going to hold other people accountable. You see I'm drinking. Why do you keep on messing with me and starting arguments when I'm drinking? That's not wise. Although it's not wise to know that, hey, this person has done this before, this person has been doing this for years. He gives me this whole spiel about how I work so hard to feel this sensation, and you come in and tell me about laundry, and you bother me when I just got off of work. You're taking this joy away from me. Now I feel like you're stealing from me. That was my whole explanation for why I would become irate and start acting in ways that was not necessarily appropriate. Okay. Another thing that I learned about alcoholism is that I thought it was just me, right? That I treat my loved ones and people closest to me a lot like the enemy, but I treat strangers like they're my family. I don't know if it's because I have that rapport with this person and I think about all the negativity that they introduced me to. I'm not exactly sure about the psychology behind it. Another thing is that people act in certain ways because they're afraid to act like that, or because that's something inside them that they don't like about themselves. And because your inhibitions are lowered, uh, it comes out, you know. And just that whole combination of just me just being weak. Being weak. Like a lot of people say, I have an addictive personality. No, nigga, you have a weak personality. You have a weak mind. Yes, a lot of it is physical. A lot of you, your hands would shake, or you feel sick, or you can't focus. Okay, that's a whole different thing. You have an alcohol dependency. But if you depend on anything outside of water and food, yeah, you're weak, bro. And when I say food, I mean healthy food. I'm not talking about Snicker bar. That's not food. I'm not talking about Cheetos. That's not food. I'm not even talking about fried chicken. That's not healthy food, bro. But red wine is good for your heart. How many glasses of red wine did you have? 15. How many hearts do you have, my nigga? Like you got 15 hearts? You got 15 hearts, but you let your girl talk to you like that. Okay. Nah, but it just wasn't good. And I believe I told the story about how I actually started drinking back, and I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown because that's not what this video is about. But I started drinking because I let an insecure dude put his insecurities on me when he didn't even know what I was going through, or any background on me. The thing about it is, bro, Sinful the Peace said it best. Jealousy is a cheap perfume that does not smell good on a grown man. You're jealous of me because you feel inadequate because your girl gave me praise. She gave me props. She said I'm a good guy, a great worker, right? You see that I'm a handsome, dark skin. I'm not even dark. Compared to the dude, I was dark skinned. His ass looked like a vampire in his skin tone, meaning he didn't get a lot of sunlight, or if he did, he put a lot of whatever on to cover himself up from the sun. Whatever. You're jealous of my physicality and the fact that I fix things around your girl's house. That's my job, nigga. She didn't call my personal cell phone because she met me off the street. I work here. She lives here. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, this might not be attractive to the ladies or anybody, but I'm a human, bro. I have insecurities. I have things about me that I feel insecure about. Obviously, the number one thing being, lack of, not lack of finances, but just not being where I want to be. See, where I live, it's a luxury apartment, so everybody here pretty much makes at least six figures, at least $90,000. Okay, because the cheapest apartment is like 25 or 2,600. The most expensive one is like 5,200. Okay, so you got to pay $3,000 bills. You got to make at least $9,000, $10,000 a month. Times 12, what is that exactly? So your girl's making $40, $50 an hour, nigga. I don't make that. I make half of that, right? And I stay here, but I get a big discount. Whatever the case may be, the girl was decent looking. I didn't want her. Number one, because she made that much more money than me. Number two, she just wasn't my cup of tea. Now she was decent, but she wasn't like, oh my god, who is that? I could never talk to her. That's certainly not what it was. But this dude is just mugging me and just sending me all this negative energy, and I could just sense, I could smell it, that he was insecure or jealous about something. Because I look better than you and because I helped your girl. And that whole thing was just like made me think about, it just made me feel like a loser, and it made me upset that you're angry because, nigga, you already got the girl. If she really wanted me, that would have already happened. And maybe he was thinking, oh, did he smash? He stays here and she stays here? Bro, it's not even. So of course, with that, a combination of things, number one reason I actually start, indulging, obviously, is because I didn't work on myself. Like, I stopped at some point. Like, I don't know if you guys remember how I was documenting my journey of doing shadow work and sobriety and things. I stopped working out after 2 months. And I stopped doing shadow work after like the fourth month. I was only sober for like 7 months, right? From February 14th to like the end of August or so. Something like that, right? So When I got comfortable, when I got complacent, when I was when I felt like I was putting too much pressure on myself to stay sober, like I was being obsessive with it, it was like this is too much. Like I'm this is why can't I just go with the flow? Why can't I just live a normal life? Why do I have to meditate for an hour a day? Why do I have to work out 30 minutes a day? 7 days a week, I wasn't taking any breaks. Why do I have to read for an hour a day? Then I listen to audiobooks for 2 hours a day. And to be honest, I wasn't even taking care of my family like that. And I was spending money on healthy food and books and like, bro, just being totally counterproductive. Like I was busy, but I wasn't productive. I wasn't even working on my YouTube channel like that. I didn't even start. My YouTube channel didn't even get monetized until I started drinking again. That's what motivated me to keep drinking, to be honest. And it felt good, right? Hold on, I'm clicking some links. Let me flip these mother. So yeah, I mean, just being sober, I was so the first 2 months were pretty hard. The first 2 or 3 months were hard because I was depressed, right? Because I was so lonely, and I actually perceived that I was lonely a lot more than when I was drunk. When I was drunk, all I would do was watch YouTube, sit in the bathroom, and make YouTube channels. I mean videos. I didn't really care about being lonely. I just knew that I was making a little bit more money, being productive, and feeling good, like a baby, being pacified. You know what I'm saying? But just her telling me, the BM telling me, like, Aaron, you're just so cold. You're being so selfish. You're still spending money on stupid stuff. You're like, and I'm thinking like, bro, you're still complaining about damn near the same thing. I might as well. That was my mantra. I might as well just keep on drinking because you're still the same person. Because I'm growing, I'm learning big words, I'm building a little bit more muscle. I love myself just a little bit more. But the truth was, bro, I really didn't. And um I'm I'm kind of thankful that I drank again because now I know what to do. I know what my weaknesses are. I know that just being sober is not enough. Being busy is not enough. You actually have to be productive. You actually have to put back into the world. Like somebody saying, I'd rather her say that I'm too cold over too emotional. That's the exact opposite. That sounds a little bit more masculine. That sounds like a compliment. But because of that and just because of understanding where I was in my spiritual journey and what I was not doing and the hatred that I was still showing myself hatred. I was sober and I was still insecure and I was still depressed and I still hated myself and I was still lonely. And it didn't matter. My favorite mantra was, man, I should have just kept on drinking. That's true to an extent. I wouldn't have learned anything as profoundly as I did, but there was no difference. The only difference was I was I had more control of my emotions. I had less emotions. Um and I could think. I could think. I didn't appreciate life anymore. I appreciated life less. I was still suicidal. I still, like I still hated myself. There was not a big difference. But this video is getting too long. But I will say this: I do want to get back on the tarot journey. I do want to get back on the spiritual journey, and I do want to give back to the people and put more positive energy into the world and balance out some of that negativity that I put into the world by being so selfish. Yeah, I made a lot of people laugh. I've made a lot of people think about their life. And if you actually do watch my videos, a lot of them I did drop gems because that was the whole purpose, to catch your attention with the reactions and sprinkle some of that wisdom that I have that I have collected over the past 33 years, because that's how old I am. My birthday is this month. But I do want to start doing free tarot readings and getting back to the spiritual and putting positivity out there blatantly. Not necessarily for money. I'll probably do it for free for the first month or 2 months or something like that. But I apologize to all the loved ones that I hate. I would call my mom and get into all these arguments about how she just jacked my life up from age 0 before that, to 16, 18. Everything after 18 was my fault. Everything really after 16 was my fault. But I would just tell her how I felt about that. Not funny. I apologized to her to an extent because she didn't respond well to a lot of things anyway. And everybody else, man. My BM. I apologize to my son, baby A, and um, I apologize to my audience for letting y'all down, man. For putting out my content was trash for the most part when I was drinking, but I gotta end this, man. I'm on lunch break. It is what it is. It's not what it's not, man. I love you, man. I love you, the guy making this video, and I love you for watching. All right, peace, gang.